Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of Art Side of Life. I'm Eva, for those of you who don't know me, and as you saw from the thumbnail, today's episode is another year after interview and it's with Asia Ladowska. And there were so many changes in her life. She went from being employed to being full-time artist. And here are some of her artworks if you haven't seen them on Instagram. And let's just get to the interview so she can tell you by herself how did she do it and what were her experiences. So let's just get to it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the new episode of Art Side of Life, and I have Asha here again. Hi!
Hi everyone, and hi Eva. So good to see you after a year. It's been a year, hard to imagine, right?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I was like, when we were chatting before and I was looking at the Skype, when was the last call? It's like almost a year ago, and I was like, wow!
Yeah, so, I was wondering if you're gonna write me the same message, like, oh, I'm ready, and then I'll just copy my response and write the same. Like,
yeah, we just do exactly the same and like ask the same questions, but hopefully people are excited to see like what you are up to now, and there were some changes in your artistic career. So yeah, let's talk about that right away, because like how you change, or maybe what was the biggest change in your art career?
The biggest change from what I said in previous videos, is probably that I don't sleep 2 hours every second day. I do sleep 8 hours a day now, and I do have to highlight this is very important, and health is very important indeed. So if anybody's struggling with workloads, don't forget to cut on it and like take care of yourself. This is very important. So this is a big change, but this would not happen if I didn't sort of quit my job. And that's a big one too. I didn't have the courage to quit my job. But I felt burnt out in there. So I had a lot of talks with my managers, and I decided to go on a 6 months leave. I did ask them for a break, basically, and I was very happy to hear that they agreed for a break. So this is how I started freelancing, but also not freelancing, because that was not my main idea of the break. I really wanted to rest and sleep more and travel a lot. So I didn't plan any work, or I didn't have any clients with me. I didn't have anything apart from some savings so that I could actually go travel and rest.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so you prepared that you want to do the traveling and some like also relaxing time for you, so you can keep your creative spirit alive, so you don't totally
Indeed,
burn out.
I went to Japan again because like that's so surprising. Like, even though I've been there like 2 times now, twice, I'm planning again. And whenever I think about holidays, I really want to go to Japan again, like my go-to destination. So I did have some traveling. I went to Poland to see my family too, that I haven't seen them for a very long time. I haven't been home in 3 years, I think.
Oh yeah, that's a long time, yeah.
That's a long time, yeah. Skype isn't everything, and I didn't know about that, but it was a precious time with family as well. So I think I'm using my break time very well. And because I'm rested and I'm well inspired, it also helped my creative spirit, as you called it.
So what inspired you maybe the most also in Japan? Like what maybe reflected in your artworks? Do you have like a memorable artwork which was like, okay, I saw this and I implemented it in some drawing?
I brought so many books from Japan. I took an empty suitcase again. And I brought a suitcase full of books from Japan with illustrations and with pictures, so that when I flip through, the colors just pop and attack me. And this is so inspiring. So every time I'm stuck with something or I don't know what to draw, I just flip through the books. Yeah. And it is amazing. I haven't seen those books here, but it's just a collection of so many artists and so many really good artists. That's a brilliant inspiration. And also I took many pictures of the environments, hoping I'll start drawing environments, but this is still like a brick wall for me. I need to get through it. It's not so easy, but I'll get there.
Yeah. And you also get like some markers, I'm sure, in Japan, because they are awesome there.
Yeah, they're a lot cheaper in Japan than anywhere else. And as always, I do use a lot of Copic Markers. And I did fill my collection in. I only forgot about green colors. I don't have any green markers. So if you don't see any green works on my Instagram profile, that's because I don't have any green markers.
Maybe I can send you mine. I'm not using them. So
Oh,
it's like, yeah.
I will fill in the collection one day. Maybe next time I go to Japan. Those topics, now I have a reason to go back there again.
And so what are the colors maybe you bought? Do you remember like the numbers which are like your favorite Copic markers?
Well, because I have almost all now, I'm trying to use them all. So when I look at the palette I've used before, I'm trying to do something totally different and use the colors I haven't done. But I probably do a lot of violet colors, and pink colors is like a safe zone for me, definitely. And I didn't buy any specific. I had a list with all the colors I have, and I was just filling in the gaps with the basket. Like, oh, I don't have this one, another one.
So do you have like this big, I don't know, overview of like how the colors look on different papers before you start as well?
Yes, I do. I do have a color test page on the same paper that I'll be working on. Mm-hmm. I've put sample markers so that I know what the marker is going to look on the paper that I'll be drawing on, because it does look different on all kinds of papers. Right? Yeah. Be careful about that. So I do make sure this is the same paper I'm going to work on. And this is my color reference. I don't really choose colors by the color wheel or anything. I just look at the palette that I've got there. It's like, oh, this color and this and this, and then I pick up the numbers. That's how I choose colors for my works.
And did you also prepare like this when you were like working on your book, you know, when you're like, okay, these are the color palettes, how I put them together and everything, or how did you prepare this?
Not really. I don't know. I do struggle with organizing stuff and deciding on various works of the same set or like following thing. It's more of a feeling, like, oh, I really want to do something in blue, and I did something in blue or in pink. Or when I did too much in blue, then I try a different color. But no, not really. I do have this color freedom, I think.
Yeah, well, that's really cool, because then you are also more freed up compared to also day job and like working freelance. So what is the biggest difference in organizing yourself and time management, if you can compare?
Oh, the time management is such a difficult thing. I thought that if I have a break from work and I don't have to go to the office in the morning, and like I've got the whole day for me, I will have so much time to do everything. And for the first week, I did exercises in the morning. I did Japanese studies like for 2 hours or so, and then I would move to some drawing, recording, video editing. But this is falling in places now. I couldn't keep up with it. There's like so many things with priorities. Some client deadlines are coming, and then it's like, no, I can't exercise today. I can't really eat today. I have to finish the project. So,
oh wow! So
I do struggle. I'm still learning time management, and I think that's my biggest problem of them all. Seriously.
Yeah, like with the prioritization, right? Of like, okay, this is the high priority task, then this is as well, and okay, how do I do the time management with all of that?
Yeah, I do. I make a list of all the things I have to do, and for some reason, all of them are so important. I try to push them to top.
So maybe based on a deadline, right? Or when a deadline is coming, or how much work do you plan also, like how many hours are you going to spend on each project?
I try to plan it, it never works. This is another thing I have to work on and learn. I always want my work to be the best I can produce at the time, so it's difficult to like stop because I have spent like 9 hours I dedicated to the work. Sometimes it's not that easy. Like I really want to push it and make it look better. And then from 9 hours, it's 90. And like, yeah, I didn't charge enough for the job then.
Yeah, because then you have to, right, valuing your time and how much you spend and dedicate to the project.
And like, yeah, when I was taking the commission, for example, it's like, oh, it sounds like I could do it in a day, so this is a fair rate. But then I start sketching and preparing composition, and then I think maybe if I do 10 more compositions, one of them is going to be better. So I keep giving myself too much work sometimes.
Yeah, I can totally see that now. And so what do you spend? Yeah, sorry. What?
Can you relate to that?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Because then I want to make everything perfect, and I want to spend more time on it. But then dedicating certain time on it, and just saying, okay, for this one I will spend 1 day or 2 days, and then I also include the loop, or like the feedback, or if there with some clients I can include 2 feedbacks, so I already know, because then I can calculate it in price that okay, you can give me feedback on this, so then I don't feel bad if
I do add
redo it, right?
feedback amounts too. That's important.
Yeah, definitely. So if someone haven't done the client work and they want to start, they always have to count on the feedback.
And put in the contract, if, for example, if you're doing contracts as well, like only 2 feedbacks are allowed, and then the third one is priced for whatever the amount it is. We had to learn the hard way. Now we're wiser, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, if it is a bigger company, you can charge more. If it is a smaller company or a project you really want to work on, then if it enriches your portfolio, that's, also worth it.
I also think I would usually choose projects where I can learn something from, and not really do, again, the same thing or something I've done before. That's not so interesting.
Before we continue, let's thank our sponsors. If you are a digital artist, you will love AstroPad. AstroPad is an app that turns your iPad Pro into professional wireless graphics tablet for your Mac. I use it to work with Photoshop and Illustrator to create highly rendered artworks for my clients directly on my iPad. I was super excited to discover AstroPad because the painting apps available on iPad don't have all the functionality like Photoshop. With AstroPad, I can use all my favorite and custom-made Photoshop brushes, which is super cool. And because you are part of Artside of Life community, you will get an exclusive 10% discount on AstroPad Studio licenses. To get started, go to artsideoflife.com/AstroPad and enter the promo code ARTSIDE. Are you looking for a top quality print shop and online store to sell your art prints? Then you should definitely check out InPrint. InPrint has been helping artists print and sell gallery quality prints of their work all over the world for over a decade. Created by artists for artists. InPrint ensures that you as an artist get your artworks printed in the highest quality and you earn the highest percentage compared to the others in the industry. The online gallery at inprint.com is curated by the members, resulting in a beautiful and unique collection of work. Support your favorite artists, discover new ones, and start selling through your own gallery today. And because you are part of Artside of Life community, you will get a special 10% discount with the promo code ARTSIDE. Don't wait, visit artsideoflife.com/inprint and use promo code ARTSIDE. And now, let's go back to the interview. So what do you spend the most time on now? If you can think about percentage wise, is it the drawing or working on the client deals, or kind of how do you structure your time?
That's another thing that I was disappointed with when I moved to this self-employment thing, that I don't actually have this much time for the drawing itself. There is so much video editing, so much editing of a post for Instagram, or preparing everything, scheduling everything, replying to emails, or communicating with clients as well, that it's evening and I haven't drawn for the whole day. What have I been doing exactly? And because also with the time I moved, started working from home, I started doing voiceover tutorials for a patron, which is a new thing I started to offer for all my patrons, and I think they do enjoy it because I get a lot of feedback. I do ask for feedback, and they get it back as well. Again, I had to learn a lot how to show something, how to teach people the best I can, but for the tutorial not to last 9 hours. So if I had 9-hour video footage, I had to think how to fit it in half an hour so that it's manageable and watchable for people. And even now, when I've done quite a few tutorials now, I'm still learning and trying to cut on time how much it takes, but it usually takes more than a day or 2 or sometimes 3 to prepare everything, to make sure it looks good, that I have some cover for it, to show what exactly you can learn in the tutorial, and then make it valuable so I get the message through. it's really a long time. So like if the drawing for it took half an hour or 2 hours, all the video editing and voiceover is a few days long.
Yeah, definitely. Because then you also have to think like, okay, how much time you spend on what? Because like some things which are for your community for free, which are some which you can monetize because you need to live from something, so you can keep creating for your community.
I wish I could do so much things for free. I want to reach more people, but I need to live off something, which is sad. I really want to share my knowledge, but then I would suffer if I just put everything on YouTube for free. It's again with finding balance, what I can do for free or what I cannot do for free. But I wish I didn't have to worry about the money and I could just do everything for free. It would be so much easier.
Yeah, definitely. But then you would starve, and then who can you help afterwards, right? No one.
Yeah.
So you need to make living somehow, and so you can offer your skills to more people in the community. So definitely. So I'm sure if you would do more tutorials as well, like courses people can get, like there will be a lot of people from your community. They will be like, yeah, finally, yay.
Yeah, I try to price them cheaply so at least more people can get them. So I do run discounts sometimes for my Gumroad discount, Gumroad downloads, or the Patreon is already cheap, so I can't complain on that. Yeah, but I'm trying to make it so that more people can reach it.
Oh, that's really cool. And what about then your Kickstarter? If you can talk about more about that as well. So what can people expect and what can they look for?
The exciting bit now. So yeah, another thing that I couldn't talk much about but was taking a lot of my daytime and I've been working on is the content for my upcoming book, which is gonna be the working title now, because it's still a few months ahead now, but when the video gets released. So I think that the title of the book is actually going to be Sketch with Asia. So this is like my hashtag that I've already used for the community, so to engage and encourage all the people to join me with my drawing and to draw some cool things with me and share with me. And I think this is going to be the title of the book as well. And obviously, apart from beautiful images in it, there are going to be tutorials. And if somebody can't buy a book, I believe it will be in the bookstore, so they can at least browse through the tutorials.
Oh, really cool. So yeah, so you do already know also like how many pages and all of these details or these kind of things, it's like still confidential or?
No, I think it's going to be around 200 or 240 pages. It's going to be a big one and beautiful cover. I worked really hard on the cover, so it's going to look beautiful. And yeah, I think it's going to have a lot of valuable content. So not just beautiful pictures to find inspiration from, but also the tutorials and something to gain, to learn tips or what mistakes I have made and how to avoid them.
Yeah, definitely, because then where we learn the most, right? So that's definitely great to include in the process and how you implement the changes and everything.
Yeah, and of course, as a Kickstarter, there's going to be a lot of goodies to come with. So like, I encourage everybody to check it out and support the Kickstarter.
And do you already know what goodies that people can get? Maybe some personalized sketches or signed prints or like bookmarks?
I think we haven't agreed totally yet for the content of the goodies, but I believe there are going to be some prints definitely, and possibly some stickers or pins or tote bag as well with like a Kickstarter unique artwork. So that's not definitely whatever that's going to be is going to be unique for the Kickstarter and not available anywhere else. And just a super cool thing because I'm working on it.
Definitely. I'm sure that people will love it because then if they can even get something extra with the book, so the Kickstarter will be out and then we'll put the link down below so everyone can check it out and it will take you guys there. And and let's talk about as well like how this book came to be, because you mentioned as well when you were deciding what to do, if you can tell us that story as well.
Oh, that was an interesting story because before I moved to working from home, I really didn't have any plan of what should I do with the 6 months that I'm going to. All I knew is I really want to rest. I want to learn a lot and become a better person, a lot rested one, definitely. And just a week before I left, I sent a message to the publisher asking if they want to do a book with me. And the response I got was, yeah, we got a lot of emails like that, and we don't usually reply to them, but you are on our list. So let's work together and see what we can do. And it sort of kick started from there, and it's actually very quick that I have to provide everything. Not so much time. I'm working hard on everything.
And so did you plan like how much time will you spend on the book as well? So you mentioned that you started already then few months ago, right? So you are already working on it like for 5 months or so?
Yeah, for the first few months was really deciding what should go on the book, what should go in the book and what shouldn't. So like the talks and the talkbacks, contacts, meetings, and deciding what should the book be about, what kind of content, what kind of tutorials. And then I know it's not much time left, but by now I have some of the stuff done and still quite a lot to do, and I have cleared everything. I think I'm stopping my Patreon for 2 months, and yeah, I had to save some money up. I had to put aside. I canceled all the commissions, all the client work, so I don't have anything else, and this is just the only thing on my whiteboard behind the pictures, like scheduled. What should I do every day for the book?
Yeah. So you planned and you saved up and just like how much, like, so you calculated like, okay, these are my expenses per month, and then this will take me, I don't know, maybe a few months, so you know like how much money you need to save up so you don't have to stress.
Yeah, the expenses are usually the same each month. I know how much I eat. So.
And everything.
I had to make sure that I'll be able to live for the 2 months or a few more, that I won't be working or taking any commissions.
Yeah, definitely. And when you were like planning this as well before you quit the job, what was kind of like the biggest trigger? Did you have like a moment when you are like, okay, today is the day, or were you more like, okay, let me think, maybe it will be next month or next month?
Yeah, so I was like that, next month for around a year, and I wasn't progressing at all at work. I was pretty disappointed and let down that I'm not learning anything. All the days are the same, and it's just slow. Everything is the same and very disappointing. And there was also a trigger point, as you mentioned. And I really have to thank you, Eva, because that was an interview with Nathan Fawkes, who, when I heard him speak about hard work and about how when you want something to work, you have to make it work, and he mentioned to burn that candle at both ends to make it happen. And like, this guy is right. Like, I can't be always pushed into doing something that I'm not really fond of, that I don't enjoy entirely. I can't put my passion into it. So I decided I will work hard after I rest, of course. I will work hard on my own thing and on the projects I am very passionate about. So I am so grateful that I watched the interview with Nathan Fawkes, and I do recommend again everybody to watch it. This guy is powerful and obviously an amazing artist, big inspiration all time.
Oh yeah, super happy that it was also inspiration, because like also if I wouldn't start the interviews also with you last year already, you know, like it wouldn't work like this. And also with Nathan, I just met him randomly on CTN. I took his class before, you know, and I just came to him and I'm like, oh, so would you like to do interview? And he actually remembered my name from the online class I took. I was like, what? Like, you remember my name? So yeah, so definitely inspirational. And as you mentioned, like it was like, oh, next month, and I was like, it took me as well like a year before I quit my job. And I was thinking like, oh, I really like these people and I really like to work here, but I don't know if I see myself like this in, I don't know, 10 years or 20 years. And it's like, okay, even though it's like the most scary thing ever. So I was like, okay, I think that was like the hardest decision so far as well.
It was really hard. I did love the people. I still do, and I keep in touch with everybody. Like, oh, I miss you guys. I'm coming back after 6 months. See you. and then I've got like it's 15 days left for me to decide whether I come back or not. And I'm supposed to come back in September, but then I've got Kickstarter in September, so it's full month of work. And then I have a Comic-Con in Italy that I was invited to. It's already, I'd have to book holidays the first day I start at work. So I haven't. I can't say I made my decision, but it's pretty clear now. Like the clouds are fading and going away. That I won't be back at work in September.
Yeah. So that's but that's great because you have not that okay for them, but for you that you have so many projects lined up, and so there is like a ball rolling, and you don't know like what will happen in a half a year or next year because there might be even more exciting projects, and maybe if we talk in a year, you will be like, I made 50 books.
Yeah. Well, there is always I'm friendly for everybody, and I believe that if I like hide my tails, like it didn't work, I want to come back. They will get me back at work. But I will do my best and work really hard to make my own thing happen that I'm passionate about. And every day I have so many ideas. Like I wish I had more people helping me. So far, my husband is very helpful and tidying up my markers. Every time I finish work, he's like putting my markers into the right place. Or like, I see your computer is not fast enough, so maybe if you go on holidays, I'll buy you new components for the computer and it's going to be better. Like he's thinking about everything, and I am super grateful for him, but because I wouldn't be able to do everything myself.
Yeah, because also you have to find the time to be creative alongside everything, because most of the time the organizing and project management is sometimes more than actually
one
the
more thing,
art creation.
if I teach him how to edit videos, I'd be fully on drawing all day long.
But that's really good. Yeah, so you just need an assistant for like editing videos or something like that. So
yeah, maybe one day I'll hire someone.
Yeah, definitely, because there are websites as well like Upwork or these kind of things where you can find like part-time help. So yeah, that's an idea. But yeah,
the thing is, I don't really trust people doing my work. I'm so pixel perfect. It's like even when my husband is doing work for me, I'm behind him like, did you check it twice?
Yeah.
I'm super stressful as an employer. I would rather. It would be hard for me to hire other people, but I might need more hands to work.
Yeah. If you have a good person, or you can like trust the person, it takes maybe a few videos where the person will learn like, okay, this is what you want to have cut out, or this is the transition you prefer. So yeah, if you have someone good, then they will know what you prefer. So
yeah, true. Yeah, I believe there'll be time for that, right?
Definitely.
But for now, yeah, it's so much work to do by one person. You know about it yourself, right? So much video editing and emails and contacts.
Yeah, but at least I have also like my husband helping me with everything, so like organizing stuff, and so because I sometimes when you do everything at once, like illustration, talking with clients, doing the videos, recording, editing, and posting on Instagram and everything, and suddenly it's the end of the day and you're like, what have I done? As you said.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like 9 p.m. That's my usual time to post something on Instagram, and I haven't done anything for Instagram. That's such a stressful thing. I do want to stay active there and like keep in touch with people and motivate and inspire them every day. Yeah. But sometimes they don't know that they add to my workload, sending me emails that I have to read and reply to, and it sometimes doesn't get anywhere. But I just still have to spend time replying to them.
Yeah, or maybe you can reply to people in stories, like you record yourself replying to most common questions. Maybe that's faster than replying.
Yeah, but people keep asking the same questions all the time, all the time. What kind of markers do you use? 50 times under each drawing that I've done.
Maybe then you can show it every day in the story.
Yeah, every day. I did put a lot of frequently asked questions in my story highlights on Instagram, so that's a good place to check before you ask any questions.
That's a good one, yeah. Okay.
And I always refer people to the video we done last year, because I did answer so many common questions in the video, and the video was so helpful for me. I referred everybody that was like, yeah, that's that. I answered this question and 50 more in the video. Just please check it out first.
Oh, that's really good, yeah, because then you don't have to repeat every time, so you can help more people who are like asking the same question, and if there are new questions, then you can reply separately, so that's the community can help each other, right? If someone already read the answer, maybe they can reply to the other person if they see the comment.
Yeah, the community. We should start something like that. I believe that would be helpful too. I have joined some Discord channels for other artists, but some communities are just too big, and it's really hard for me to find myself there. But I think if I start my own community, like the smaller one, it should be good for people to like find answers and help each other there.
Yeah.
I think I put my next goal on Patreon. Like if we reach certain amount of patrons, I'll open a Discord server, and there we could share all the information that I don't usually have time to repeat all the time. And I will also offer like feedback sessions. So once a week I'll check works and give feedback to people what they can improve on, and others can learn on it too. Yeah. So again, I do go on my Patreon, and the more of us, the better. We could grow a community and start something amazing.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so people can look for that one on Patreon. And so the exciting projects which are in the future is the book, which is coming out soon. Then you will have the Kickstarter, and then you mentioned as well the festival you are going to, right? Also with Irene. And,
yes, Irene. We've been talking for a while via Instagram, and always planned to meet each other, but when she was in London I couldn't come, and like vice versa. I don't travel much myself, so it's finally happening. I'm gonna meet Irene, and I'm super excited about it. On the festival, it's a Comic-Con, I think, in Italy. It's Fanta Expo. And so I'm not sure whether this video is going to be released after it or before, but it's at the beginning of September.
Yeah, so this will be right before your Kickstarter then, and so it will be around that time.
Around that time, but after the deadlines of my submissions for all files for the book, so I made sure I didn't agree to something that would just collide with the working on book.
Yeah, that's true. And what about the other projects which you are excited about in the future? Do you already know, or the book is the main thing?
The book is the main thing, and because every time when it's Comic-Con time and I'm scrolling my Instagram, just watching everybody's on a Comic-Con, and I want to go too. So maybe for next year, when I learn what it's like to go to a Comic-Con, I'll start doing my own thing and just attending Comic-Cons. I guess that would be the second thing to look into. When I've got a book, then I can like take 20 books with me and then sell or show the book on the Comic-Con. That would be a nice thing to have with me.
Yeah. Because you will always have that, and then you can do some book signings, and people can
meet always.
you. And definitely. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't really want to overload myself with projects, because I don't know yet how will I handle the stress. Everything is so new, and like I have to learn how to handle everything. So I didn't plan anything else after book. I want to rest. I
Yeah, are you planning also some holiday somewhere, like as you mentioned, Japan, or somewhere else in the area?
Somewhere else this time. I'm planning to visit my best friend in South Africa. So plan to visit him in November. So that's again after the book and after everything's done, a bit of a break. And maybe some collaborations, because he is an amazing artist, and the picture I've got from him over there I love looking at it every day, and we've done one collaboration so far, and I hope for more collaborations to come. I've learned so much from him and from his tutorials that he has on Gumroad. That was also a good starting point for me. That was the first tutorial I've been learning from about Copic Markers and about digital art, and I'm trying to squeeze as much as I can from him the knowledge, so that he teaches me everything he knows, and he's a really good teacher. I also recommend his tutorials.
Good, so we can put a link there as well, and so that's really cool. So you have so much like going on and like plans.
It is so much. Even though I limited myself and refused so many jobs and so many collaborations so far, and prioritized the book, it sounds like a lot is going on, right?
Yeah, that's true. And maybe you can visit also in Switzerland, and we can go around, and we can maybe even do a vlog. So
I hope so. I feel invited now. Thank you.
So now it will be online, so it's set in stone, so now you have to come.
I don't mind. I do feel this freedom, and it's amazing. Like when you're not tied to an office job and you can work from wherever, it's just amazing to book a flight, and next time we can meet in a coffee shop and record an interview or a video in there.
That's true.
Why
That's
not?
true. Okay, that we can put it on a to-do list. I like that.
Yeah, let's do it. I love chatting to you, but it's always so refreshing and so inspiring. So.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really happy that you joined us here, and yeah, maybe let's do another follow-up when the book is out and all of the new projects are coming up. So yeah, I'm sure people would love to see that.
That would be amazing. Yes, let's do it.
So thank you again for being here. It was super nice.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Eva, and thanks everyone.
Oh, thank you again, and thanks everyone who was watching or listening, and see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
See you.